Hey, welcome to Don't Run with Scissors. I'm Kelly, your favorite lawyer, Jeep driving, mom of twins, and two crazy rescue dogs who likes to craft. Mostly cross stitch, some sewing. We're going to have to start sewing. Yeah. So let's get into it. It's been a week. We've had low pressure fronts and high pressure front is moving in right now. My head and Shonda are going crazy. It's great fun. I haven't felt it moving in my stomach in a long time. And all of a sudden, with everything going on, weather pressure front and ICP draining, I can feel my shunt tubing moving in my stomach area. And it's not comfortable. So, I will tell you that today's video is brought to you by Baclofen, a wonderful pain reliever when it works. I'm hoping it just takes the edge off things to get me through the weather front. I am hopefully not going to mix up a lot of words, but I will tell you that because my pressure is high in my head, it's a different pain than a migraine. And what happens is I tend to mix up words, which made today's court hearing so much fun. So much fun. Thankfully, it wasn't an important, it's not that it wasn't important. It was not a major motion. It was just a pro forma motion. And my judge knows me well enough that, and my motion was drafted so well, I could have just gone, well, we're just going to stand on the draft or on the pleading. Yeah, I actually have several hearings this week. The boy child goes in on Wednesday. Well, both kids actually got into our Secretary of State so they could renew their permit that had expired during COVID. It took me 4 months to get this appointment. So on Wednesday, I'll have 2 permit-able drivers that will want to drive George so they can get their license. I just had a lot of work done on George. I don't know that I want them driving him. I don't know. Tomorrow, we get a new hot water heater. Oh, and then the other thing on Wednesday is the boy child has to go in to have an ultrasound done of his kidneys. So, because some of his lab work for the last 2 draws have come back off. So our doctor is being very proactive in trying to figure it out and not just going, he's young, it's not a big deal, blah, 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 it's not that off. He's really trying to be proactive and going, okay, let's try and nip this in the bud. If it is an early something that we're catching, or let's rule things out, let's deal with it and figure it out. So I'm very thankful. However, as a mom, I don't care that my son is 20. He's still my baby. And he is the younger of the twins, as if it's 10 minutes. Not like it's, for 10 minutes, Bean was an only child. So you had 10 minutes. I hope you lived it up. So, yeah. So on Wednesday, and our doctor is pretty good. I'm hoping that means we'll have the results before the weekend, which would be really nice. His concert last Friday was canceled for rain. So that kind of sucks. I was excited to go and maybe get to hear him play a different type of music. So yeah. Hot water heater is being installed tomorrow. So I had a tankless system I had put in. Myself and a friend of ours had put it in. Those things are amazing when they work. Okay. The problem is that my community, the water, for some reason we always have water issues here, but also it spits out these like little chunks of, I think it's lime or calcium, and there's no way to sort of prevent it. It is just, it's in the community HOA is not taking care of it, and it's ruined my hot water heater, my tankless water system, in less than 2 years. So I'm having a regular tank put in tomorrow. It is way, those are expensive, like to the tune of $2,500. So thank you, President Biden and Congress, for the stimulus checks, because that's what's paid for my Jeep to get fixed, and now it's paying for my hot water tank. Could use a fourth round if anybody's got any pool. Cause yeah, like I said last week, I think in all of the renovating, I think I may have to buy a little bit more paint for inside, and I have to buy the regular floor, like the flooring for the living room and hallway and stuff like that. Or living room, kitchen, hallway, and our bedrooms. I'm replacing all of that flooring. I think those are the only two purchases really that I have to go and still do. Other than like little cutesy decorations that we'll want to do. But the reality is, oh, I'll have to buy fabric for curtains. And if I get a good deal, I have to replace that window and those two. And then there's one in the hallway. So if I got a good enough deal, I'd replace those windows because they're the only ones that aren't like nice windows. So if I got a good deal, I would for sure do it. It is what it is. But little decorations and stuff, I mean, we're all like I'm crafty. The kids are actually kind of crafty too. And it's not like I've got to do it all at once. I can buy little things here or make little things here and there. Sorry, client. So as far as big purchases, I don't think I have any. So yeah. Okay, so, but I have made some purchases. I needed a bunch of project bags. I finally broke down and cut the roll of vinyl. And I have enough, I think, to do 25 or 30 project bags right in there. Cujo's up. As soon as the great panini, great unpleasantness passes, my friend who was her foster mom was like, I miss her, I want to see her and everything. And when Stephanie had her, she didn't bark at all. She didn't bark for like the first week and a half, 2 weeks that we owned her. Now she's mouthy. So we're going to take Little Dog, who I think thinks her name, she'll answer to Maisie, but I think, she also answers to Little Dog. So Little Dog might go and see her foster mommy for the day. I posted it on Instagram too. If Maisie sleeps in the bed in the morning when she wants me to wake up, she comes and I usually sleep on my side, and she'll come and she'll spoon and she'll put her head right there. Like, hey mom, wake up. It's kind of funny. I think it's funny. Okay, so I went online. Long story short, I went online, and turns out it's cheaper to buy 14-inch zippers, because that's what the directions call for, is 14-inch zippers. I have some that are like 10 inches, and I was like, okay, I'll just order more zippers, because a different pattern that I have to make like little pouches needs the 10-inch zippers. But turns out it's cheaper to buy 100 zippers than it was to buy 30. So I'm now the proud owner of 100 zippers. And I was debating if I should have gotten all white or all black, and I just bought multicolor pack. I ordered them, I swear, on Friday, and they were coming from California. They came today. Like, what? Crazy fast. Crazy fast. The other purchase that I did, I have never ordered directly from Lindy Stitches, I don't think. I have other of her patterns, but I don't recall ever buying directly from her. So she sent you this cute little card, and look, she wrote me a note. And she wrote a little drawing of an octopus on the outside of the package with a note. So cute. And then she sent me these in there. And I'm sure, like, it's not just because it's me. She sends them to everybody. But I bought them. They go together. How flippin' cute is that? Yep. Saw it, had to have it, bought it. Sure I did. The other one that I bought is, I want to say it's by Darling and Whimsy on Etsy. Michelle from Bendy Stitchy talked about it in her last Floss Tube. Saw it and had to have it. Went on Etsy and bought it. It's a set of 3. On the outside of the package, it's a set of 3. It is a unicorn, little Quaker like with a unicorn in the center of it, a Loch Ness monster, and a Sasquatch. And then inside the envelope is the conversion to turn the Sasquatch into a Yeti. Y'all, come on. So they're going to do a sale. Michelle and Garrett from Coffee Stitcher are starting a sale. I want to say it starts Friday for it. I don't remember the hashtag. I'm awful with hashtags. I'm absolutely awful with them. But yeah. And I want to turn them into little ornaments, because I think they'd be absolutely adorable. So there's that. So I bought that. And then what else have I bought? I bought in a couple patterns, but I have not had time to print them out. So I will, besides that one, just because that's a sale, I'll show you those next week once I print them out. I need Haid to come out with another sale, because I found a couple more Haids that I need. You know, because I need more patterns, especially big patterns. Like I need a hole in my head. Well, okay. Like I need another hole in my head because I already have a couple. So yeah. The other Stitch Along is Stitch Life Magazine. There is a sale going on, and the words are from a song. I think it's a Madonna song. I'm blanking on who sings it. It's about true colors. I see your true colors. So that's also starting on Friday, and I'm going to be stitching that. So if you want to do the Stitch Life one, the pattern I actually think is available for free. So if you join the group and stuff, you can get the pattern. It's totally cute. It's kind of cool. So I like things that are quirky, in case we haven't realized it yet. And I like, so it's got like the Quaker stars up top and bottom, and like a traditional flower, like the flower motif with the vase, and then the pattern. And I just think I think Clay did a really good job on it, and I cannot wait to stitch it. So I'm very excited. But yeah, I need 2 more projects on my table. Like I need a whole my head. But you know, whatever. So last night I was trying to finish up my Martin Luther King sampler. I don't think it's a sale anymore. I don't think so. But our power went out in the area. So I couldn't stitch in the dark. So I went to bed. And then when I got the text from DTE on my phone saying that the crew was out to try and assess the area and get it fixed, they said it would be fixed by 4 a.m. It was like 2 in the morning at this point. And as I was reading the text, the power came on. But I did not get out of bed and start stitching. I actually just kind of rolled over and go, okay, thanks. Enjoyed the fact that my ceiling fan and my air conditioner were back on, and rolled over and went to bed. Went to sleep, because that's the way I roll today. So for stitching, like I said, I had hoped by the time I filmed this, even, actually, like I said, I'd hoped it would be done last night. It's not. It's still not done. Hopefully, maybe tonight, depending on how I'm feeling with everything. But this is the Martin Luther King sampler by Stone Street Stitchwork. How gorgeous is that? No, seriously, it's gorgeous. It's only 4 colors. Like how, it blows my mind. Okay, so all I have left to do is the little creamy color in the center here on this flower and this flower, and then the leaves so that it matches here. And then the red comes down. There is a little line of leaves like here, down here, and then the rest of the quote. So really, realistically, if I don't screw around and get distracted on things, I could have this bad boy done tonight, and I would not be sad, except for the fact that I really do enjoy stitching on it. I know I say that a lot about a lot of my stitches, but I really do enjoy it. So again, Stone Street Stitchwork, it's the MLK sampler, and it is just so pretty. And that was one of my mania starts. I had initially wanted to start that in February. Maybe it was January and February. I don't know. I had great intentions. I always do. Didn't start it until May for Mania. It was one of my Makeup May things, and it will be done this month for sure. But it'll actually be done in the next couple days. Which day exactly? Well, that's anybody's guess. Anybody's guess. Okay, so the other thing, I was itching for a new start, and I have all these whips, and I have several things kitted up that I had, like sales that I was going to partake in, and things like that. And I didn't start them when everybody else started it. And half of them are finished now, but I haven't even started them. Kind of like Beavis. I'm a butthead. I don't know. So anyways, one of those things on my schedule that I felt like I needed a new start and just sort of reward myself, because I had gotten a couple cases that needed a lot of attention that were sort of just weighing on my shoulders, and I got 2 of them taken care of. And so as a reward, I got a new start, rather like to take a break from all of the ones that are like all of my whips. So I started Funky Menagerie by Lindy Stitches. I worked one night. That's it so far, and I'm okay with that. So what I'm thinking is, excuse me, like Janet Jabber did One Nation, where she did a star and a state each week. What I'm thinking, I might try that same theory with this. So like this was week 1, and week 2 I'll add another animal and another chunk of the border. I don't know how many animals are on it. I'm going to be honest with you. I have no idea. But none of them are huge. They're all very cute. But that may be kind of like a goal to do with it. I'm thinking, because again, the sale's over. You can buy the whole pattern. But I have this cute little snail, and he's done, and he's so cute. Although, you know what's weird? Okay. This may be an issue that only I have. I didn't look at the rest of the pattern to see. Does anybody see what the problem could be for my OCD issues? I'll give you a second. Yeah, he has no eyeballs. He should have eyeballs. So I may need to get, I'm thinking it might be better in like black sulky, just because, I don't know. I might just use 310, like one strand of 310. He needs 2 little French, not eyeballs or something. He needs eyeballs. So then my fear is, what happens if the rest of the animals don't have eyeballs? I'm going to have to add eyeballs to all of them. I don't know, because the funnier part of that is, like, you know how you have like the Amish dolls that don't have faces? Oh no. No. That's creepy. I will not stitch that. Absolutely. Like, no. Not happening. Look, if you all thought I was sane, I don't know what to tell you, because that's clearly not the issue or the case. I have some really weird phobias or like fears, and one of them are like dolls that should have faces. And I understand that Amish dolls should not have faces, but really and truly it like freaks me out. Yeah. I also won't stitch a doll face that doesn't have a mouth. You have to have eyes and a mouth. You can forget the nose. I don't have a problem with it not having a nose, which makes no sense. But you should have eyes and a mouth. It bothers me. And you're, yeah. Again, I have issues, and I know I have issues, and stitch what you want. Clearly I stitch what I want most of the time. Okay, so the other thing that I did, and I was like, okay, so what whip do I have that is pretty close to being a finish, right? Because sometimes I didn't have any finishes in May. 0. What the heck? And it was bothering me. Like, I don't expect to have a million whips, like a million FOs each month, but you'd like to hit at least one, right? Like, I didn't have any. So this month I'm really trying to get at least one done. So I went through my whips mentally. I didn't pull out all the envelopes and or bags and look at them. But I knew I had put down taco sampler, and I hadn't worked on the taco sampler in quite some time. And it had been my Tuesday stitch where I added like an ingredient. See, because there's the taco stitch. I added an ingredient each Tuesday on Taco Tuesday. And I did whatever the little borderline was. Well, I had left off on onion, and I hadn't done it in several Tuesdays. Like, I don't know why. I don't remember what I set down and why I set it down and didn't keep picking it up on Tuesdays. So I picked it back up, and I was like, you know what? If I just knock it out, I mean, come on. I have to do guacamole and sour cream and a taco, and then the border. It's really not that much stitching, right? So I worked a little bit on it. I didn't work a ton on it, but taco sampler now has cheese and guacamole. Now my problem is that I stitched the stupid thing on white Ada. Unlike the sample. Well, sour cream is done in white. If I do my sour cream with, and I could do the letters like I was thinking, like maybe in a pale blue or just in a mild gray would be nice. But these little weird stars. Okay, Ada is not conducive to doing like the little funky specialty stitches of the stars on the bottom of guacamole or on the edges of sour cream. I'm not sure what I'm going to put there, or maybe I don't want to leave it up because every other line has got like, well, I guess onions doesn't really, I don't know. We'll see. I may just leave off the little squares, and then I have to stitch the taco. But hello, the avocado is so cute. Yeah. Oh, I got to add a line underneath guacamole. So I did that. So I worked on those. So those are my 3 whips that I worked on. Then I have the 2 starts that I'm planning on this Friday. I have not pulled out my Transtastical cell. That may be a weekend plug away on. Well, I actually packed that one up to take to the concert because it's an outdoor concert. And I was like, remember we had this conversation that it would be easy or fairly easy to do the blue outlines. And then I'll come back in and add everything like color-wise in. Because the other option was I was going to pull out the periodic table, which needs to come back out because I just want to work on it. It's being a pull. But I was like, that's kind of big to set up a lap and stitch. So I didn't. But then the concert got scheduled or canceled. I think it's not this Friday. I think it's the following Friday from what the boy child said. So we'll see. I mean, it's the 20th. I've still got, 10 days, maybe 11 left in this month to try and get it as a finish or closer to a finish. But right now I want to also focus on just knocking out the rest of the MLK sampler and then knocking out the taco sampler. And then we'll just keep filtering through projects. Oh, I bought a couple more memorabilias. I ordered, or I got, it looks like okay, you know the white Coca-Cola bears? Like the Christmas bears? There's a memorabilia of a white polar bear, and that's what it reminds me of, a Coca-Cola bear. I got him, and then there's one that I found. It is Santa Claus, and he's sleeping in his chair with a boy and a girl, like sitting on his lap, and he's sleeping. The first year we took the twins to see their November 3rd birthdays. So we took them December 3rd to see Santa Claus. And we always, every year we've gone to the exact same mall Santa. And every year since they've been older, I make them reenact this pose with Santa. But this is, remember, they're 20. So 20 years ago, they were sleeping. They were a month old. They slept through Santa Claus. So we put them in Santa Claus's arms, and we have pictures of them sleeping in Santa Claus. He's holding their arms, and his head is tilted over, and he's sleeping. It's one of my absolute all-time favorite Christmas pictures. Okay, it's second because the first one is the following year after that. They're now like 13 months old, 14 months old, 13 months old. We go to see Santa Claus, and Santa Claus, we set Bella on we set Bean on his lap, and then we give him the boy child, and Santa Claus looks at Bean, looks at her dead in the eyes, and goes, ho, 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 and Bean goes, ah, and puked all over him. We were the second family in line at the bougie mall. I mean, we go to the bougie mall. It's not even called the mall. They call it the collection, the Somerset Collection. She pukes up formula milk all over him, right? So the people rush over, the photographer rush over, and they clean him up, and he turns to the boy child and does that same stupid thing. So both of my kids are crying. I'm a horrible mom for laughing. So I always joke, I go, well, do you want to reenact the first year you saw them or the second year? So yeah, I'm a horrible mom. I'm sorry. I certainly would not win Mother of the Year those 2 years for that. Oh God! But so that's actually it's the just because yeah. So we have this. So Mirabilia has a Santa Claus, and he's sleeping with a boy and a girl in his arms, and I'm gonna change the boy and girl's hair colors to match the kids. But I had to order it because I need another damn project that involves a freaking boatload of beads. But I've already got the Krynick in for it. Somebody needs to take my credit card out of my computer system and away from PayPal. Oh man. Oh, and I ordered the Bella Filipina merman. And I want to say, let me think. Married with Stitches. They are doing him. I think it's them. And they've done his skin color. They've made him an African American male, and he's just glorious. And I was like, oh, he's facing this way. I believe my mermaid, Kristen, who's not going to stay Kristen, is facing this way. I think they face each other. And she happens to be African American. So I may steal that conversion. So they are looking at each other on my wall of seed. And then I've got to get over my fear of linen so that I can stitch Mermaid of Salem Bay. Because it could go up on my wall. Right next to Lizzie Kate. Because aesthetically that makes so much sense. Okay, so the other plan that I have, and we're not going to start this till the fall. On Instagram, the Stitching Penguin, I think she has a floss tube too by the same name, and I are going to sell this. Okay, and by sell I mean we're going to start it together. It is the actual Monopoly board, and I guess it is playable size. That's how it was designed. But Monopoly happens to be the boy child's like favorite game. Why? I have no idea. So what I'm thinking of is instead of doing like Park Place and Boardwalk and stuff, is to change them either to musical instruments, like these could be like flute, piccolo, clarinet, to go straight. And then you could do like Boardwalk could be like, because of your high ranking, I would make that like French horn and mellophone, which are the two of his main instruments, but changing them so that they're music. And then maybe like instead of railroads, I could change that to like Carnegie Hall. What do you think? I have to come up with 4 of them. I was like Carnegie Hall, the Sydney Opera, the Philharmonic, the London Phil. Is it the London Philharmonic? I'll have to do some, but I'm going to have to do some research if I do that. And then I'll change the policeman. Yeah, instead of go to jail, I'm going to put I could put like a conductor here and go to practice room maybe. So that's what I'm thinking that I'm going to do, and then it will be a present for him. So if you have ideas for what I could switch things to, because we'll have to switch things for the railroads, obviously the properties, but then like the utility companies are going to have to switch out too. I mean, what do we put as free parking? Now, Clay and I were talking, and he was saying instead of doing like music instruments, do them as types of music. So you could do like, one would be like artists who play Latin jazz or jazz, classical artists, country artists, like that kind of thing. But I think the boy child would rather have instruments, and I don't want to ask him because then it's going to kind of ruin the surprise and whatever. So I had that. Apparently, okay, so this pattern is out of print. I have sent one that I acquired because I'm me. I gifted it to somebody who wanted to stitch it and couldn't afford the pattern, and it just, something in me just said send her the pattern. So I did. I still have an extra copy. So I'm thinking we need to do a giveaway. Now, I have not done a giveaway on my channel. If you go way back into like the first or second one, I was going to give away a chart, but I had like 0 following, so that didn't work out. So I still have a second chart. So if you want to stitch the board, I will send you the pattern. I will send you the pattern no matter where you live in the world. We are going to start this in the fall, like September, October, so you don't have to, I mean, you don't have to stitch it with us. If you'd like to stitch Monopoly with us, you have to be over 18. You can't use like giveaway, prize, blah, blah, blah. But tell me what your favorite board game is. Game is going to be the keyword that I will load into the random picker like everybody uses. And if you win, I'll send you the extra copy. Because clearly I don't need more than 1 copy. I'm not like, I work off a working copy anyways. So I'm going to go in like to my office or use my little machine here. And especially because I'm going to be changing so much. So yeah, so we will do that. Let's do that. I don't know. That's kind of life in general. Again, I've decided I'm a paper planner person. And by planner, I just kind of mean like I need the date on the top of the page. And then I just write lists of things I know I need to do. Yeah, my back is still messed up. My shunt tubing is moving. So I really want to get the second coat of paint on the living room so that I can start sort of putting things back together. And then get the primer put on the bookshelves so that I can start kind of putting things away. But I had PT this afternoon after court hearing. And she's like, yeah, you probably want to lay low today with your back. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying. We all know normal people rest well. The other thing that I've set out with my coach is that basically the only race that I am going to do is Bear Lake Ultra, which my law firm is sponsoring. I'm totally psyched about that. This is our 3rd year sponsoring as a sponsor. My 4th year participating. So totally psyched. The goal is to hit it hard and hit it with 50K. So 33 miles essentially is what we're looking at me and Emily doing together. And I believe it's in September. Last year it was in October. I think we're back to a September date. I'm not sure what to put in the swag bags. I always put a picture with the law firm info. And for the last 2 years, I've done like a piece of candy, like a Jolly Rancher or like the old butterscotch candies, like the Brock's candies. I'm thinking we might switch it up this year, but I'm not sure what to do. There's only like 80 or 100 people. It's a small field. So, you know, it's not like I have to come up with boatloads of something. It's a small field. Like I need about 100 of them max. So if you got any great ideas, let me know. I'm not going to cross stitch 80 things, not 80 of the same things. That's just not going to happen. So yeah, no. But I have the Cricut. And yeah. So that opens up some possibilities as well. You have the Cricut. So we're going to do that race this year, and that sets us up to do Ironman next July in Wisconsin, at Island Lake, I think is the name of the place. That would be in July. Then we would do Swim to the Moon here in Michigan, either a 5K or 10K swim. And then Bear Lake again the following month. Because, you know, do all the things. Which sets me up to be approved then to do the next big crazy race I want to do. So, yeah. I need to get back on my eating plan. I have noticed that when I don't eat gluten, I actually, like, the bloating in my stomach goes way down really rather fast. If I knock out soda, it also goes down. Like between the two of them, if I eliminated those two things or only had like 1 soda a day, my stomach bloating would go down significantly within like 1 to 2 days. It's crazy. So I need to get better about that. I did find finally gluten-free raisin bread, like cinnamon raisin bread, that is good if you pop it in the toaster. So I pop it in the toaster and I put a little cream cheese on it and we're good to go. But I miss bagels, like gluten-free bagels. I haven't found one. I don't know if I just need to make them, like, and do the 1-for-1 substitution flour and make a bagel. I don't know. Those and hot pretzels. And Culver's has these pretzel bites, and they give you the little cup of cheese. If you have a Culver's next to you, like near you, don't blame me, but I'm saying you should try it. That's the other weird thing that I tried. Okay, so on TikTok, flipping TikTok, you take a jar of pickles, like kosher dills, not the sweet ones. You got to use a dill pickle. And in there, you take the ranch flavor, like the ranch packet, not the wet, like the dry packet. like the Hidden Valley or whatever one, and you dump it in the jar of pickles, and then you shake it up, and you let them sit overnight. You think that they would be weird and gross. They're actually good. They're really good. And if I had an air fryer, I think that fried ranch pickles would be amazing. There's a reason I'm a fat girl. It's because I like food. If you were hoping that that was something else, it's not. It's reality. I'm a fat girl because I like a whole lot more than carrots and celery. But ironically, if I just knock out gluten and a couple other, like, I have trouble with gluten, lactose, onions, garlic, like the high FODMAP stuff. If I knock out that stuff and limit my soda, like, I drop weight without trying. It is crazy. Because I've done it, but then I slack off and I want the comfort food like fresh bread. Because fresh bread is yummy. But gluten-free bread is like, it's nasty. I have not found a good. Now the Udi's dinner rolls, warm, aren't too bad. They're passable. They're good. They're okay. But yeah, like soft sandwich bread, no. So, on that happy note, we are going to try our best to eat better in this next week. That's what I'm going to promise you. I'm going to finish either the taco sampler or MLK, ideally both. We are going to start the Stitch Life Sal and the Quirky Quaker Mystical Creature Sal. And I'm not going to promise anything else. Not going to do it. Yeah, anything else is bonus. How's that? So, again, we got some things going down. If you want to join us on the sale, if you can't find the Quirky Quaker or the Stitch Life one, and I forget to pop it down below, just holler at me. You can catch me here. You can catch me on Instagram as His Princess Kelly. You can catch me on Facebook, too, under my real name. Which is Kelly. But if you can, my Facebook and Instagram are linked together, so you can find me. Friend me, I don't care. Friend me. I post a lot though, just so you, like, yeah. We'll see. So yeah, so if you want to do those two sales, let me know. Again, you know the magic word. If you want to join that sale with us, or that start along sale, pop that down below. I'm kind of curious what everybody likes to play as far as games, especially like growing up. I actually hate board games. I do, because when I was a kid, I'm especially like Risk. I loved playing that, even in college, or Battleship, like all of those sort of, like, you got to kind of figure out where everybody else, or Clue. I loved Clue as a kid. But my brothers cheat, and I come from a very traditional home, so it was bad if a girl was smarter than a boy. So I had to play dumb so my brothers could win. Kind of takes the joy out of playing a game. So now that I'm an adult, I'm like, eh. And I've never been that mom where I let my kids play or let my kids win, even when they were super little. Now, I didn't go out purposely like, hey, I'm going to kick your butt and talk. But now that my kids are older, we have a game called Elf on the Shelf. It's an actual board game. I got it from Target. I don't know if they still sell it. It's kind of like Clue. Like Clue meets Candyland with the Elf on the Shelf. Which is a horrible description, but you have the little elf, and he moves around to different rooms, and you have to go and try and catch him. So we started playing that, and I'm going to just tell you that is the best drinking game ever to play. But the boy child and the girl child and I play, and we just sit there and laugh. Even without a beer. We just sit there and laugh. It's seriously, they're 20, and if I called them out here tonight and said, hey, let's play Elf on a Shelf after dinner, both of my kids would be like, all right, Mom. And we would sit here and laugh about Elf on the Shelf. I don't know why. But yeah. And I can't tell you how many times I played Candyland with those two when they were little. And that, honestly, I think we need to I want to design a really cool Candyland board, like the Monopoly board. I think that would be cool. And the couple clue patterns that I've seen on Etsy, I'm not that like, they're not that exciting. So that may be another one I work on. So we'll see. I've got things up here, but having the time to get them from here onto paper, yeah. And then Dana and I from Stitch Life were talking about doing essentially a Margaritaville pattern. And I may have bought Margaritaville fabric already so that I'd have an appropriate project bag. May have. Okay, I did. I think I even showed you guys. So we'll see. Next week we are very likely to have some sewing because I bought some fabric to make Bean a couple shirts, me a couple dresses, and then I have 100 zippers. So, that said, I'm going to let you guys go because I've got stuff I got to get done. And it's been 46 minutes. So, I will talk to you all next week. You know what you need to do. Oh, and if you're new here and you've made it this far, well, hallelujah. But hit the like and subscribe button down there. Both of them will send me a notice, and it makes me have higher self-esteem. It validates me as a human. Just saying. So why not do it? You don't ever have to really watch me again. But you can know that you had helped my self-esteem raise. So there we go. So I will talk to you all later. Have a good week. Do something epic and have fun.